So the storm is coming. It's coming in from the west. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm glad I closed the windows. Holy moly. Has anybody else been finding it challenging to find a potting mix or a potting soil that doesn't come with plant food in it? This one at least says an all-purpose plant food. I was looking, even the organic, this is organic, but some of the other organic brands, all of them had some sort of extended release fertilizer in it, and I don't need that. Let me show you the other side of the bag. So hopefully you can see that without the glare on it. So that's what's in this one. And this one is peat free, which I know a lot of people are attempting to stay away from the peat just because it's a limited resource. So yeah, I just don't know why they're putting fertilizer in everything, and what kind of fertilizer is it? All right, let me show you what I'm doing today. So I don't even know if this is still available. I brought this with me from North Carolina, and it's compost, and it's horse, cow manure, food waste, and plant matter, and they never use toxic additives or fumigants. And so I'm putting that into this thing, and then I have the soil from where I'm going to plant the corn, and so that the corn plants will be already semi-adapted to what they're going to be growing in once they get planted. I'm going to mix this into that, and then I'm going to show you the next part. Okay, and because this soil from the yard has got a lot of clay in it, I'm adding some of this perlite just to make it a little bit more aerated and hopefully good drainage. All right, now I just need to add some water. So what I'm wanting is I don't want it super wet, but I need to be able to be made into soil blocks, because that's what I'm going to plant the corn in. I'll explain a little bit more about soil blocks while I'm putting this together. Why, as a technique, it's a good thing for plants that are vegetable plants that are going to be put out into a open garden space. So yeah, that's forming together pretty good. All right, hold on just a minute. See the little spot right there? It's a little indentation divot thing on the inside of this soil block maker. Hopefully you can see those in there. It's hard. My cat hasn't learned how to film me yet. Basically what I have to do is press this down and twist it, and I need 2 hands to do that, but I twist it back and forth like that until the soil is packed into the cubes, and then you saw what I just did there. So I'm going to continue. I may show you one more here. Got a few more rows to go. I got just a little bit left, and I'm just going to add it to the potato bin. And it's awful dark out here all of a sudden. I don't know if you can see, but they were impacted by the frost. There was another frost that I didn't anticipate, and I didn't cover them, and so they got smacked. Anyway, okay, so I just picked the flat up, and some of these fell a little bit apart. So the reason for soil blocks is the plants will be air pruned, the roots will be air pruned. It's not the same when they're in a plant like a cell pack and then the roots are all wound around in a big crazy circle. So that's one reason for soil blocks. The other reason is you're not wasting plastic. I mean, it's a tray, but that's it. You're not having to have a bunch of little cell packs, or you're not going to have individual pots. So that's the other reason. The third reason is because I'm doing corn, and I'm going to do it in, I've been doing a lot of research out here. This is not a place where people plant corn in rows, at least not the indigenous tribal peoples. They planted their corn in blocks, and then they spaced the blocks, maybe 8 to 10 feet apart. But corn is wind pollinated, so having the corn in a block, it's better than being in a row. Plus, the wind out here is crazy, as you saw in that other little snippet. Yeah, it's really fierce wind out here. I'll show you tomorrow where the corn is going to be planted, but I'm gonna plant the corn this weekend, and it'll be in the house so that it has the opportunity to get going and not be disturbed by any creatures out here, because we also have, as you know, crows and ravens, and they like corn. So plus this next week the temperatures are dipping again, so I will stick the thermometer into the soil and just make sure like the ground is warm enough, but I believe it is. But the air temperature at night, because I'm in the high desert, it fluctuates greatly. During the days can be up in the 80s, and then at night it's dipping down into the 40s. So there's that. Hopefully you can hear me above the other ambient noises out here. Okay. And this is the corn seed I've chosen. It's a 77 days. Germinates within a week to 2 weeks. And I believe this is going to be good. Time will tell. Anyway, this is what the soil blocker looks like after it's been cleaned up. You can see better the things that push the soil down where I will put the seed. And I'll do a screen capture from Fedco catalog so you can get an idea of what these run nowadays. And I am not even sure where I purchased this one from. It was probably Fedco. Anyway, my garden assistant is here. Well, here we are in the morning. I just got done sowing the hydrated corn seeds into here. And of course, my cat is on the plastic cover. I'm reflecting light on the ceiling, and she sees it. And she's chirping at it the same way she chirps at birds. Anyway, back to the corn. Okay, so within 2 weeks, the seedlings potentially will be up, and by the end of this month, which is May, I'll be putting these outside, and I'll show you that area later today. Okay, so it has been 5 days since I sowed the corn seed, and go this way. You can see everybody poking up. There's a couple of latecomers just now emerging. There's one there, there's one there, this one, and then this one back here. So there's a few more still coming up. It appears like it's going to be 100% germination, which is awesome. And they came up faster than I expected. So I think just having them here in the east window, and they're getting, I'm misting them every day, so they're getting good sunlight and moisture and warmth, because even though this is like the window has some solar protection, the floor does get warm, so I think having them sit here is a good spot. I know I haven't shown you the corn area outside. I will get to that. I just wanted to give you a quick update on this, and we'll go on to the next part, which is planting outdoors. This is the middle of the day, and basically the soil is holding at 70 degrees. So I'll check it again this evening or early tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it compares overnight. Okay, so this is the setup. I'll back up in a minute and show you the hoops. But what I wanted to show you first of all is the corn. And I'll just lifting these guys out. And you can see the roots. So I'm putting about 7 plants per space. And then I'm gonna fill in around them with more of the composty stuff, and then I'll top it off, but I'll show you that later. Just back up, you can see that. So what I did was I just put in 6 rebar, bent the hoops over top of it, and this was a shade cloth that the previous people here had abandoned, and I put this together a few days ago, so it's been through some wind and so far it's staying upright. So that's a good sign. All right, I'm going to finish this and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. But the shade cloth has been keeping the soil cooler, and I forgot to film the other day when I was checking the soil temperature, but it's definitely ideal for corn now, and potentially we're going to get rain in the next day or two, so I'm hopeful this is gonna work. Okay, there we go. Everybody is tucked in, and so there's 8 sections. Sorry, traffic. There's 8 sections with about 7 plants per section. And I'm gonna water them in one more time. What I did was spread out the alfalfa hay and then covered that up with leaves. So that's why I want to wet it once more. And then, so you can see the shade cloth. And I will add to this video as the project progresses. Corn is getting close to the ceiling. I'm gonna have to do an adjustment. I'm gonna try something. That lemon meringue pie you saw, that was something I made to celebrate the holiday with my neighbors. And as you saw, the corn was knee-high to me on the 4th of July. Welcome back. It is the 13th of July, Monday. Our soil temperature is right at 70 degrees. We've just gone through a couple of really hot days here, like 99 was the top temperature. So what I've just done is bring the rebar holding these hoops closer into the bed, thereby lifting the ceiling on the shade cloth for the corn. And today's high is going to be around 85, 86, somewhere in there. So I was just curious what the temperature on the actual corn is. So on the leaves, they're at 77. I think it might have been a little hotter in here before I raised the roof. So this plant here on the end is 79 on the leaves. And I just showed you what the ground temperature was. So the other thing I want to show you is on the other side. So I'm going to pause you here for just a moment so I can walk around. Just incidentally, it was 73 days ago when I had sown the seed in the house. So the package had said 77 days to harvest, so I don't think we're going to make that, but so far so good as far as the plant growth. I got the first of the tassels beginning to emerge. Maybe there's some more coming up down in there, I don't know. That was the first one I saw. Oh yeah, here we go. There's another one down in there coming up. So the soil is moist, so I'm not needing to water today, and the whole point of this experiment was to simulate some of what the tribal peoples do out here. Of course, they're not using shade cloth. The videos I've watched, they weren't actually putting very much mulch around the corn. It was just the planting the corn in blocks of like 7 plants in one space, and they were putting theirs a little further apart. But not knowing all the history of the soil in this yard, because the previous people were doing truck mechanicking and stuff out here, I thought I would consolidate them to this area until I can do some more soil testing. Anyway, that's all for this part of the video, and I'll see you in a few days. And since y'all have already seen the water feature I built a few days ago, I'm just coming out here to show you. The filling the jug and keeping the cap tight has allowed it to drip very slowly. The water in the jug does not run all the way out in the course of a day. So I'm super excited about this. I haven't seen any birds yet, but I've been off and around doing a lot of other things, so they may have been in here and I've just not noticed. Good morning. It's the 26th of July. The tassels are beginning to shed pollen, and I'm just going to walk you around and bring you down in here. Look, it's the beginning of corn. If all continues to go well with the weather and critters. This morning there was a small horse standing outside the fence. It's my neighbors. I think they know that it's loose. It did not figure out how to get into my yard, thankfully, because I think it would have been over here. All right, I need to go find the cat. She's wandering around with a leash on, and that's not safe. Well, actually, it did come in the yard. Oh my goodness. One of the neighbors is now trying to capture it. So it seemed to be more interested in nibbling on grass than eating corn. If I follow this, I will find the cat. And there she is. The neighbor's cat was here this morning, so she's checking everything out. Oh. Today is the 1st of August, the start of the harvest festivals, Lammas. The corn is developing. So far, no more ponies have been in the yard, and I've watered a couple of times. We got some brief little showers, but not enough to register in the gauge. There's been rain around us, but just not here in the yard. Meanwhile, more tassels are coming. That's super cool, and still lots of pollen forming. So that's the latest corn update. Today is August the 19th, and corn feels like it's filling out. I'm gonna open one of these up and see what we've got going on inside. So hold on just a moment. Yeah, I'm gonna pick this one and I'll bring it in, and I just have some corn on the cob. Wow, I'm just overjoyed. This is incredible. Okay, I'll let you know how it tastes in just a little while. Okay, I'm going to have the first bite. Wish I could share it with y'all. I bet it's gonna be delicious. It is really good. Fresh out of the garden corn. I don't know how anything gets better than this. All right, I'm gonna enjoy this. So what I would say about this corn is it's got a really good flavor. It is creamy, and I just put butter and salt on it. That's all I did. So you can see it's got both the white and yellow kernels in it. Wow, fantastic. Let me calculate how many days. I believe it was the 1st of May. Let me go back and look. Well, that was delicious. And I looked back, if it is May 1st, then that's 110 days ago that I soaked the seed and planted it indoors. And so a little bit longer than what the package had indicated it would take from seed to plate. However, it may have been ready, a week or two ago. I've been like testing the tops of the cobs to see, did it feel like they were filling out? And a few days ago, it really did feel that way. So anyway, I may add on to this video because I'll probably do something fun with the corn stalks at the end of the season. I might just tack that on. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did from start to finish, and I'll see y'all later in this video or in the next one. Till then.